Fractal book is out.
Indeed.
Can you tell us about it?
Okay, well, the first one, Fractal Point Potential, where massage meets quantum physics, is a nice way for us to look at how quantum physics, science, faith, chakras, energy, clothes, diet, love, family, sex, aka Kundalini, and how all of that relates to the environment. A lot of times individuals don't realize that a lot of that energy has a lot to do with just really being happy. Some of us need a hug. Some of us need attention. So, my book is about how to look at all of those things. But the most important thing is to be able to talk about what's called Kundalini, or those urges. We go through what's called a puberty. So as a kid, I have a son. The one thing that I worry about is when he sees porn or when he sees an individual that may motivate him in a way that makes him uncomfortable. How can I talk to him? So Fractal Point Potential, the Kundalini version, is about being able to sit down with your son, your daughter, your family members, anyone, and to be able to just sit and talk about the expectations of using social media, looking at pretty women, looking at pretty men, looking at anything, animals. You never know what your attraction is, but you need to start that conversation early. When does a female go through that puberty? Way earlier than a man. When I was young, and this story is in Fractal Point Potential, the Kundalini version. When I was young and I was in Catholic school, I had a young lady put her hand on my lap. The one thing that worried me as an adult was, how did she know to do that in second grade? That didn't scar me, but that worried me as an adult. So we need to learn how to talk about all of these things, because before there was language, before there were environments like this, we had structures like the pyramids, Stonehenge, Nine Madal, the Temple of the Sun, Sanssouci, which is in Haiti and in France. All of these different structures, which are called archaeoastronomy. Do you know that the Virgo constellation rises with Washington, D.C. in August? Orion's belt rises with the Grand Pyramids of Giza. So what are we missing? We don't know. That's what my book is about. Understanding how consciousness may have a role in what's called relativity. Einstein had the theory of relativity, but there was something missing. Dr. Stuart Hameroff talks about orchestrated reduction, the Adinkra codes, we have phones, we have space travel. So when that individual who you may be attracted to talks about going to the moon, are they going to the moon literally or through some type of gateway? Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about pineal potential and the methylation of chemistry and how that relates to going to places other than what we see. And that's what my book is about. Talking about potential perspective using systems like your endocannabinoid system, which comprises THC, CBD, and how anandamide is regulated within the brain. Greg Braden, who has been talking about different brain states, your gamma, epsilon, lambda, and how that influences how your brain is effective and efficient. All of these things have to do with why sperm whales, okay, why bees have pollen. And what is pollen? What is sperm? What is nitrogen? What is carbon? How does all of these things become relative to your chakras, to resonance, to the individuals you love? So what if you become dysfunctional with puberty, with learning how to love? What if you never learn how to kiss? That's what my book is about. Learning how to be open about talking about all of these things because before there was energy that created the Isis temple. The Enuma Elish of Sumerian origin talks about possibly how the asteroid belt and the moon was created. The Dogon tribe in Mali talks about a time before the moon. There weren't no space shuttles out back then. So like with the theory of relativity, I have a concept called the theory of reliability, which addresses the missing variables and the missing math or the missing elements from Einstein's equation. Your chakras, we have 7. So if your 7 can become 12 to manifest the power of your 33, there's something called sacred secretion, squirting, sexual habits. If you masturbate or if you have issues with using trauma, you mess your wrists up, but not only your wrists, your kidneys and your heart. So again, when it comes to communicating with your heart, in Greg Braden's videos, he talks about the specialized microtubule pathways between the heart and the brain and how that resonates with the environment and with yourself and with the individuals you love. So my next video will talk about all of these things in detail. But again, you can check my ebook, and the hardcover is going to be available very soon through Kindle. We're working out things with the Apple platform. Honorary Doctorate Ramon Payne, talking about quantum essentials and quantum physics and how it relates to massage, love, carbon, and going to the moon. Stay tuned. This weekend, we're going to revisit a lot of these questions.